Here's the guy with the thinning hair, making things on YouTube from his chair, sitting at his workbench, grin so white, he might be there naked, close your eyes. Buckman's Model Mania with plastic.
Hey everybody, welcome. This should be the second to the last, oh, Goofy's fell down. Should be the second to the last stream for this one. And Ken is here tonight and he has 30 questions because I forewarned him and said, yeah, we're probably going 3 hours tonight because I have 8 bags left. Well, if they were Lego, I'd have 8 bags left. And been averaging 3 a night, so I figured an extra hour we'll get another bag done. I should be done with this by next week, and then we will do the semi. So say hello, Ken.
Hello, everyone. How you doing tonight?
Man, I gave you the perfect opening. I was hoping you were going to go, hello, Ken.
That's just too much of what everybody else does.
There is that. So I am going to go ahead and get these open, and don't make me give you the finger.
And I'm not going to pull that finger either.
Yeah. Well, Howard had those, and I was like, "Did you get those off of Amazon?" He said, "Yep." I went, "Let me go find one," because I like, I point with a finger, I point with a knife. Now I got the finger that I can point at things with.
That is handy for that. That's for sure.
Yes.
See here, Donnie's here. Donnie says first. See, Don is here. He says, howdy all. Tim is here. He says, evening, gentlemen. Steven is here. He says, hi, Buck and Ken. Yeah, and then Don says, Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, he's already working on the trivia. And good news, I finally, thanks to Todd, am able to use OBS along with StreamYard because Todd bought me, and actually he bought me and Donnie a brand new capture card.
Nice.
Which I haven't had any problems, knock on wood, haven't had any problems with OBS and StreamYard since I got that card.
Yes. That was one of the things I was told to get was a capture card. So I did get one originally when I first started.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, I think Donnie had an actual name brand one. I had a cheapo one, and they lasted about the same amount of time. Todd bought us even a cheaper one than I bought, and it works like a champ. I don't know if it shows for you guys. When I look at the picture now, it looks so much better than it did for a while. It was getting more and more decrepit, I guess. And
okay.
I haven't had yellow screen or the camera go yellow since. I have just jinxed myself. Everything is going to go wrong on this stream.
So what area of the Hogwarts here are you going to be working on tonight?
So we're going to start up here.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked through the instructions. We start up here, and then we start building out the building over here.
Okay. So that first part you're starting, is that like another tower?
Yeah, it's the side of this tower. Let me think. We looked at it last week. Yeah, this is where it's actually going to join to the rest of it. So the tower comes out, and right. I'm not positive, but I think that the top of that tower, that might be the room of requirement.
Okay.
So we'll have to see. I think we're building from here across here. I do know sometime between either tonight or next week, we build, let's see, the bridge is going to run across here, and then we'll push it all together. I like the way they did it. It does not, like some of these, when you push the joint piece here together, it locks in and you're stuck carrying this monstrosity across the room to get it to wherever you're trying to put it. This one, it looks like you can pull it apart anytime, which is
okay.
Nice.
Well, that's good.
It's like the Titanic. I have that upstairs. That thing is a monster to move because 4 sections about this long.
Donnie said, I had a Camlink adapter. It worked fine except for the camera blanking for a few seconds when the compressor cut off. The one Todd sent me doesn't do that, and the video quality looks about the same. Yes, I remember. It was always blacking out when that compressor.
That
Yeah.
in only when the compressor turned off, not when
Yeah.
it turned on.
Exactly. Well, tonight I'm going to have 2 new categories we've never done before for trivia that I've run. So we'll see how those go.
Very cool. And I have to say, I love your trivia. I always have since you first introduced it, what, year and a half ago?
Yeah, about that.
Let me double check something here.
And I just want to say that I did catch the end of Keith's stream there. That Goonies ship looks really good.
It does. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was kind of funny. Andrea came down earlier, sat down and said, yeah, we need to talk. And she said this, that, the other thing. And basically what it all boiled down to is we're retired now. And so we're on a limited income. I was like, okay. I've stocked up over the years on a lot of kits, and here in the past year or so, I started socking away extra cash whenever I could. So my model budget is going to reduce drastically, but it should not affect what I build, because the only thing I need to buy these days is supplies.
Right. But there's a lot of these Lego kits that she's the one buying.
Yes, she is.
That helps.
Oh yeah. Well, but see, that's the thing, is some of them, I have a lot of kits either here or on the way. And
right.
once the ones that are on the way right now get here, done for probably at least a year, but maybe 2.
Okay. Donnie says, I'm still working, but on a limited budget.
Yes, indeed.
Said, that's why I just print new kits.
Yeah, there is that. Speaking of which, I need to that's one that's got to hit the bench sooner rather than later. I have I think it was a pair of Vipers. I don't remember if there was a launch area or not. I think there was. All that Donnie printed for me.
Nice.
Yes, I need to build that soon.
Dawn says, budgets are important when on a fixed income.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And Andrea has been doing our budget for 38 years, something like that. Yeah. When we first met, when we got married, she had never met a checkbook. She's from overseas. And so, it is maintenance bay and the Vipers. Yes. But she had never seen a checkbook. So I handed her the checkbook and said, make your mistakes now when I can afford them, when they're not going to end my career. And, because I was subject to deploying, leaving, just being gone for months at a time. So I set her up with the money, and I've strong-armed her from then on and said, nope, I'm not doing it. You do it. You do it well. Keep doing it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I very much appreciate her for it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when I was working before I retired, and I did money at work. Why would I want to come home and do money?
Oh, exactly. Right.
Although it's funny, we have our own separate areas of where the finances are done. She manages the money. I do the taxes.
Oh, there you go.
Because, I've been doing them forever, and I was at one point trained by the IRS for our tax center when we were in Germany.
Ooh.
Yes. Lots of fun. Lots of nuances to know.
Yeah. All right. If you're ready, it's 10 minutes into the stream, so I'm going to start on trivia.
Sounds good.
All right. First topic, Civil War.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know how good your Civil War knowledge is.
Better than I think.
Okay. Question 1. When the U.S. Civil War began, Lincoln called for volunteers to enlist for how long? When the U.S. Civil War began, Lincoln called for volunteers to enlist for how long?
I have an idea, but I'm going to hold my tongue because I want to see what the audience says.
Okay.
It's
Don says 1 year.
My guess is actually it's probably going to be shorter than most people think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Don said 1 year. We'll see what if anybody else throws an answer out there. What do they start you guys off for contracts?
You can, well, it's all in how you look at it, because a lot of people, the recruiters don't really tell you this up front. You kind of find out later on. Everybody signs up for an 8-year contract.
Right.
But there's a component of it that is there's a component of it is the inactive reserve, which means you don't have to go to work. You don't have to do anything for the military. But if Uncle Sugar decides he wants you, it's a matter of a phone call and you got to go.
Yeah. Donnie says 1 or 3 years.
But and it depends on the branch too, because the Army will do, if I remember right, the Army is still doing 2-year contracts. Army does, I believe, 2, 3, 4, and 6-year contracts. The Air Force, when I was in, did 4 and 6.
Okay. All right. So we have 1 year by Don, and Donnie says 1 or 3 years.
And
do you have a guess?
I do. My thought is, because I don't think anybody expected the Civil War to run near as long as it did. I want to say Lincoln expected it to be a short war, and it was 90 days.
90 days. Okay, that is short. I'm going to give it about another minute here, see if anyone else throws an answer in there. We have a couple more viewers who have joined us, so I'm going to read that question one more time, which was, when the U.S. Civil War began, Lincoln called for volunteers to enlist for how long? Stephen Haynes says 6 months.
The interesting thing is that I know that there was a draft during Vietnam, but I think other than Vietnam, the United States has always been an all-volunteer force.
Yeah, and all volunteer force is always much better.
Oh, absolutely.
You want people who want to be there, not people who are being forced to be there.
Well, there was a period in the United States history where it was, let's see, you can go to jail or you can go to the military.
Yeah. All right. So the answer, you were right, Buck. 90 days, 3 months.
You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, 3 months is all he was looking for. You're right. They did think it was going to be a short war. Like I remember being Canadian, so we still learned a little bit about the U.S. Civil War at school. I do remember the teacher telling us how the first battle, like people from the city were out there in their chairs and stuff watching the first battle, and then they saw how horrible and everything it was, and people were like running away screaming and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, and that's the things. Nobody thought that it would be a long war until it was. And it was for the United States, it was one of the bloodiest wars ever because we were on both sides.
Yes.
And you did point out something that unfortunately this country has a serious lack of. For the most part, we don't really pay attention to the rest of the world's history.
Yes.
A little bit with England, a little bit with Europe, but only because that's where a lot of people came from.
Right.
No. And like I said, that is kind of sad, especially because this country tends to put itself as big brother to the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Don says Bull Run or First Manassas. Yeah, I can't remember which one was the first. I mean, I learned that what 35, 40 years ago in school, and we didn't cover your guys' Civil War in detail. Like, just kind of, we talked about some of the stuff that happened there, what it was about, and it was, I don't know, probably spent a week on it.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is the reason I said I probably know more than I think I do is because my daughter, who did homeschooling via the internet, she paid for it herself when we were in Europe.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go into school anymore. So she paid for it, and she was going through, and it was funny because she was like, I don't understand this, can't figure out where the answers are. And so I said, what are we looking at? And she said, history. And I said, okay, where are we at? Looked at the chapter and sat there and read a couple of, like it was like a 10-page section, but I read like page and a half and jumped over to the back where the questions were and started talking with her and telling her exactly what the stuff was. And I was like, holy crap, I know more than I think I do.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the second question. Second question. Between December 1860 and February 1861, how many southern states left the Union? Between December 1860 and February 1st, 1861, how many southern states left the Union? Don says, depends on which side. It has both names, either RR junctions or rivers. Okay. Good to know.
This is going to be another interesting answer.
Yes.
Not that I know it, but my gut says this is a specific number.
Okay. Don says 1. Which one? No, I'm just kidding. I'd have no idea if you were right.
I think it's higher than that.
Which one? Well, I mean, it's, not a huge time frame, right?
No.
So just a few months, 2-3 months.
Yep.
Don says just a guess. Yeah. Donnie says 11. Don says South Carolina was the first. Okay. That's good. Something I didn't know.
Donnie's answer is a lot closer to mine than Don's.
Okay. Stephen Haynes said guessing 3.
My guess, just because it's an off number, it would be, it would almost make sense to me.
Okay.
Is 13.
Okay.
Just like the original
13 colonies. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don says Fort Sumner. All right. The answer is 7.
Ah.
Over that period of time, it was 7 states.
So quite a few.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's, really, I guess anything more than 3 would be considered a lot. I mean,
Well, reason I was thinking 13 was just like the original 13 colonies.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that there was more than just the slavery issue between this North and the South.
Financial stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about that in school as well. Yeah, Canadians.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's awesome. It's unfortunate we don't know more about our northern neighbors. It really is.
Yeah. Okay, question number 3 under Civil War. Question number 3 is, in Captain America Civil War, where does the showdown between the 2 Avengers factions take place? In Captain America Civil War, where does the showdown between the 2 Avengers factions take place? Ha. Switch gears there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't say, American Civil War was the category. I didn't say, U.S. Civil War, nothing like that. I just said Civil War.
Yep. That makes sense.
So Donnie's like, I was closest, I win. But you were closest, but you did go over. It's the closest without going over.
Exactly. So actually, Stephen Haynes won.
Yep.
Don,
Congratulations, Stephen.
Don would have won if Stephen hadn't come in.
Yep.
With his $1 bid.
Yeah. Don says nope to Donnie's I win. I was closest, I win. Don says Berlin. Can you be more specific? Like what kind of location?
Okay. Well, I knew the location. I didn't know the city.
Donnie says Leipzig Airport. Don says Tempelhof.
Tempelhof actually makes better sense.
You guys don't need to be that accurate.
It was an airplane patch.
Yeah. And that is the answer. It's a German airport is where it takes place. Yeah.
And that's when Spider-Man really came into his own.
Yeah, it was the first of the new Spider-Man, in the Marvel universe.
Yes. Because actually, I think after that too, Sony still owned them, and Sony was playing hard to get for a while.
Yeah. I do like how he'd be saying stuff like, do you guys remember that movie, Empire Strikes Back? They're like, how old is this guy?
We have the perfect one of our members is exactly him.
Yeah. Well, except for one's an alien and one's a Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, there's that. Alec is very much like him.
Yeah. All right. Next question under Civil War. What year did the Russian Civil War begin? What year did the Russian Civil War begin?
It's a little chair.
A little chair?
Yep.
Dawn says 1917.
That sounds right.
Steven says 1917.
some of these are a little bit hard to get on there.
So I'm going to say Buck says 1917 then? You said that sounds right?
Yes. Buck says 1917. Andrea says whatever the right answer is.
Donnie says November 7th, 1917. I knew what you meant, Donnie. I knew you meant November. But I was being nice, just asking for the year. And so, yes, the answer is 1917, just before the end of World War I.
Yep.
Don says, Google Foo.
The Google Foo is strong in this one.
Yes.
Or is it Google Foo or is it Foogle Goo?
Google Goo? That sounds like something you'd find on an Asian restaurant menu.
Yes. Made with cat.
So, what room did you think this was you're making?
Oh, you know what? I think this might be the astronomy tower.
Okay. Don says, and still number one, Don.
Uh-oh, they're going to fight.
Yep. I'm going to see a lot more comments in here. You piss off other Don.
You know what? At Wonderfest, we should book an arena and sell tickets.
Well, the thing is, don't worry, Don. You'll outlast Donnie. He'll go to bed to go to work. So
yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
Donnie has that work habit still.
Yeah, you got to break that.
Well, he needs to break that, but not at the expense of the eating habit.
True. Or having, reliable shelter habit.
Yes.
All right, the final question. In Civil War, it's a longer question. What war in the 1950s began as a civil conflict between North and South, each claiming to represent the true nation, and became fueled by Cold War rivalries, with the war quickly drawing in global superpowers, escalating into a devastating international conflict? What war in the 1950s began as a civil conflict between North and South, each claiming to represent the true nation, and became fueled by Cold War rivalries, which, with the war quickly drawing in global superpowers, escalating into a devastating international conflict? Stephen Haynes says Korea. Don says Korea. Donnie says true. And then he says Korea.
I says Korea. It was kind of funny because you almost slipped up. I heard it. I heard you almost say the name.
Yep. Timothy says the Korean conflict. Yep.
But something to remember about that is that we weren't involved in a war. We were in no, that was Korea. That was Vietnam.
Vietnam was a policing action.
Vietnam was a police action.
Yep. It was the UN was involved in the Korean Civil War.
Yeah.
Well, what was originally the Korean Civil War, which became the Korean War. Don says MASH. Yep. The TV show MASH lasted longer than the actual Korean War.
It did. And if you've ever read the Brotherhood of War books, they cover really well part of the Korean War in that.
trying to remember. There was a book I read years ago. Was actually not the Korean War. It was the Vietnam War from Australian perspective. So, no, wait a minute. Was it a Korean War? Maybe it was a Korean War from the. No, sorry. Yeah, it was the Vietnam. It was the Vietnam War from the Australian perspective. It was interesting.
Yeah, and therein lies the problem with our species. For some reason, we can't stay out of each other's business.
No. But yes, the answer was the Korean War. So that was one of the new categories, Civil War.
Very cool. Very cool category.
So I figured I'd kind of do a couple of U.S. Civil War ones and then some easier, world Civil Wars. There've obviously been a lot.
Yep.
So even during the 20th century.
Back in my younger days when I went to church a lot, I remember a time when I was concerned that there might never be a period of peace. There still hasn't been.
No. And it has its ups and downs. Sometimes it's worse. Sometimes it's better.
Yep.
And can also be a very big perspective as to where you are in the world.
Yes.
Whether it's better or worse. So. All right. So that was that category. Let's see. My next category was 1950s music. 1950s music.
I might know something about this.
Yes. Hopefully we all will. Because we don't have somebody super young here.
Yeah.
So question number 1 in 1950s music. Who sang the 1957 song, A Whole Lot of Shakin' Going On? Who sang the 1957 song, Whole Lot of Shakin' Going On? Donnie says, that's starting to look like a Castle wall, Buck.
It is. And I'm pretty sure this is going to sit on top of there.
A rocket?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
We're going to the moon. To the moon.
Don says, Jerry Lee Lewis. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
An example of what can happen to you if you marry your cousin.
Donnie says, Jerry Lee Lewis.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain.
Yep, Steven says Jerry Lewis. Yep.
Jerry Lewis is a little bit different than Jerry Lee.
Well, yeah, he's from the UK though, so
yeah, there is that.
I'll accept that answer.
The Nutty Professor.
Yes.
I love Jerry Lewis as a kid.
I said, no, he was a comedian. Unless he meant the comedian.
Maybe.
Don says with Dean.
Yes.
All that's missing is a little flag at the top, and you'd have like a Lego castle.
It's got a little, well, it doesn't have a flag, but it has the spire.
Mm-hmm. Gordon's here. He says, hey, guys.
Hey, Gordon.
We got a hey, Horden.
Yes, I saw that. I'm like, who the heck is... Oh.
Typing too fast. We've all been there.
I'm trying to earn another piss off. You know you've made it when Don tells you to piss off.
Yeah. You've made the big time.
Yep.
There you go. So that kind of finishes off that area by the looks of it.
A little bit iffy on getting it to actually fully seat. And that's when you pull the parts apart. Parts apart.
So yes, the answer was Jerry Lee Lewis.
Come on. There we go. Well, there's your problem. That one popped off.
That'll do it every time.
Yep. Come on.
Question number 2. Well, you say you're going to leave. You know that's a lie. Is a line from which song? Well, you say you're going to leave. You know it's a lie. Is a line from which song? And it's hard not to say that in the method of the song. Donnie says, just say something about being number 1, Buck. That'll do it. Don says, that'll be the day.
Yep. I agree.
Don says, Buddy Holly.
Kind of funny that Andrea and I were actually talking about Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, and everybody that died in that plane crash a couple days ago.
Yeah. We did a few weeks ago, too, on your stream.
Yeah.
Steven says, that'll be the day. We're talking about pissing off Dawn, right? Because Donnie said, just say something about being number 1, yeah. Buck. That'll do it. And Don said, that'll be the day.
Yep.
Right? Don says, no, just start babbling about nothing.
Come on. I'm about to get a hammer out. A small model hammer.
It's almost like there's like one Lego in there somewhere that's just a little bit crooked or something.
Yes. And I just bonked my head on the other camera.
Oh, I do that all the time. Keep a closer eye on when I'm streaming with you guys. Probably happens at least 3 or 4 times in a stream that I'm on.
Well, it was the other camera, not the one that's on.
Oh, okay.
It was the face cam that everybody complains when I use it. They're like, no, why'd you do that?
Donnie says, funny how Don is answering these 50s questions so quickly, almost like he was there.
Yes.
So yes, the answer to the question is that'll be the day.
But which, to be honest,
reading that question, it's so hard not to read it like, well, you say you're gonna leave, you know that's a lie.
Well, and to be honest, Don's not that much older than I am.
Yeah, but these are songs that we've sure they're the 50s, but they're classics, and we've all heard them so many times.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Yes, I win.
Yay.
And that's when the LOX tank breaks and the LOX becomes flowing all over me, and then I shatter.
Don says, yes, I was born in the 50s, punk. LOL.
Actually, I'm invincible.
You were loony.
That was during, what was it? GoldenEye.
Yeah, or you're a loony. That's from Monty Python, The Quest for the Holy Grail.
Ah.
That was the Black Knight.
Always look on
He's
the
just cutting
right.
all those limbs off. I'm
Yes.
invincible. You're a loony.
You have no legs.
Just
Come
a
over
flesh
here.
wound.
I'll bite you.
Yeah. I'll bite your kneecaps. All right, we'll call it a draw.
I'm going through the pieces right now because I got confused.
Uh-oh.
Well, what confused me, okay, there we go, is this piece right here. Why do I have this piece? It's a spare.
Well, you do get spares.
Yep. But sometimes they confuse me. It's like, why is this a spare?
All right, question number 3. Who had the most #1 pop hits in the 1950s? Who had the most #1 pop hits of the 1950s?
I'll give you a hint. It was not Lawrence Welk.
Yeah, I remember that, watching Lawrence Welk growing up as a kid and just not liking it.
Yep. Oh.
And the 1 and the 2. Don says Elvis.
I have to agree with him. I don't have to.
But you feel like
it behooves me.
It behooves you.
Yes.
Yeah. Steven says Elvis. Donnie says Elvis Presley.
Oh.
Well, I thought the other people were talking about Elvis Costello.
There is that. Elvis the pelvis.
See, I think it's also interesting to see how quickly people can answer these. Going with speed.
Well, and that's the thing is Donnie kept picking at me going, yeah, he's Googling last night.
Oh.
There was no way I could Google my answers as quickly as I was posting them.
So we have a one-upmanship here. Donnie said Elvis Presley, and then Don goes Elvis Aaron Presley. Tim says Elvis Parsley.
It was Elvis Parsley.
He's taking over for Jody with the smart-ass responses.
Yes. Well, that didn't work. That I ran the blade. Nope, nothing.
There you go.
Scalper. Let's see. This is supposed to be. There's supposed to be another figure here. They're all in another location at this point. And the Whomping Tree. Everybody remembers the Whomping Tree, I think.
Oh, there's Jody. He said, I made it home safely with my child. Well, that's good to hear, Jody. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome, Jody. Very glad to hear that you made it home safely.
Yes. So the answer is Elvis Presley. Oh, Donnie. Look at Donnie. Oh, nope, not that one. There we go. Elvis Aaron Presley from Tupelo, Mississippi.
More one-upmanship.
Yeah. Jody says it's slippery out there. Yeah, Andrew was saying that for his area too.
Slippery when wet?
Well, kind of, I'll give all that snow and then, vehicles driving on it, and then plus when warm weather comes in through there and makes it worse.
Yeah. Well, and I will be honest, I wish we would get some weather like that.
Some snow?
Yep. Because what we got so far, we got the other day we had a little bit of flurries, but when back in November, we got a good amount of snow, and then it went away.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading the one-upmanship going on back and forth. Don says, who moved to Memphis? And then Donnie says, and then Vegas. And Don says, been to both. And then Jody says, what was the question? Who is the most overrated entertainer of all time?
Yes, indeed.
And Donnie's only been to one of those places, either Memphis or Vegas. I've only been to one of those places as well. I've only been to Vegas.
Well, considering that Murfreesboro is, I think if Donnie falls out of his house, if he trips and falls out of his house, he ends up in Memphis.
So, Jody, this category is 1950s music.
I did not realize her hair was going to be in there.
Who's that?
I do believe that might be Beatrix Lestrange.
Okay.
And she has arms. I found arms and hands. Holy cow.
Slow down there, big fella.
Well, okay, I found arm and hand.
Okay. Don says, actually, if you count Vegas, I've been to all three.
Somehow I'm missing. I thought we only had two places
Well,
left.
we got his birthplace, or his, like where he was originally from, Tupelo,
Okay.
Mississippi, and then Memphis, and then Vegas.
Yeah. I've been to Vegas a time or three.
Donnie says, I know now. Sorry, I now quite. I know quite that close. Maybe means I'm not quite that close to Memphis, but I have been there. Yeah, so you're not that close. Yeah, but you have been there.
Yeah, well, you are a lot closer than any of us. I thought I saw the other hand. Okay. We'll get you a hook for now.
One hand doesn't know what the other one's doing.
Nope.
Gotta hate when that happens.
One
She's been disarmed.
Yes, exactly. One hand isn't even attached. Okay, there's that. Okay. Nope. Need another one of those. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Don says, well, realize that I used to travel a lot for work. Yes, including coming up here to Canada.
I used to travel some. And, you know, the old standard of go away to distant lands, meet exotic people, and kill them.
I like the reservist version of that shirt, which then ends with, but only on weekends.
Ah, yes. Or 1 week, 2 weeks out of the year. 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks out of the year. These odd little bitty pieces. That's what takes so long.
Donnie says, I know, just giving you a hard time. And then he says, I travel a lot at work, up and down the assembly line.
Around the outside?
Around the outside.
Around the outside.
All right, question number 4. Known for hits including Crazy and Walking After Midnight, this country singer died in a plane crash in 1963. Known for hits including Crazy and Walking After Midnight, this country singer died in a plane crash in 1963.
Not 100% sure, but I think I might know.
Don says, Patsy Cline.
I guess I was right. I has to agree with Don. Don was there.
Steven says Patsy Cline. Donnie says, sort the pieces back.
I take them out in a bag, Donnie, and then they're there.
And Donnie says Patsy Cline.
Yeah, but I think Donnie's saying Patsy Cline because now he's doing an Alec.
Is he? Oh, okay. Well, someone's going to fill in for the guy. He's not here.
Yeah.
Crazy was written by what singer?
Elvis Aaron Presley.
Nope.
It is kind of odd that Alec isn't here. Unless his shift runs a lot later, and maybe the time difference just got me. I forget that it's earlier where he's at.
Jody says Seal. Donnie says Willie Nelson. Yes, Willie Nelson did write Crazy.
Ah.
Because that was part of the, when I was researching this, that was one of the things mentioned in the trivia. Don says Willie Nelson is correct. So yes, the answer is Patsy Cline.
Willie Nelson has to be correct every now and then.
Yes, but Willie Nelson was the Don's answer to his follow-up about the one song. So
he was playing Stump the Dummies. Not just one dummy, he's stumping all the dummies.
All right, final question in the 1950s music. Question number 5. A hit for Bill Haley and his Comets in 1954, this song was reintroduced to the world as a TV theme song on Happy Days in 1974. A hit for Bill Haley and his Comets in 1954, this song was reintroduced to the world as a TV theme song on Happy Days in 1974. Don says, Rock Around the Clock.
I have to agree with Don, no matter how much it pains me.
Jody says, I stumped everyone last night with What's That Ship?
You did well. I have to say, I was doing really well on What's That Ship.
I could do What's That Ship, but it'd be like World War II ships. So it probably stumped a lot of people.
Well, what he did was he took pictures he found on the internet and zoomed them in really close.
Oh, okay. Nice. Stephen Haynes says, Rock Around the Clock. Donnie says, I agree. Well, he's really agreeing with Jody. That's good to hear. Jody says, everyone but Buck. And Don saying, Parrot.
Hang on, what am I missing here?
You're still missing an arm and a hand?
That too.
Okay. Well, you were just asking, so I was just telling.
Well, it's interesting because I'm using the Lego instructions themselves.
Donnie says, you were doing well, Buck, but I made a comeback at the end.
Yes, you did. So there is no way that this will fit on there the way they want you. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. There we go.
Oh,
there we go. Turn it over. Now it fits.
Don says, Queen Mary. Titanic.
Andrea Doria.
Donnie says, I'm not a parrot. I'm a copycat.
I am not a crook. I just steal shit. Where is it?
Yeah, so the answer was Rock Around the Clock. Interesting. So basically, it's 20 years later, 1954 to 1974, it being put on there. But when it did come back in Happy Days, it got reintroduced to the top 20.
Yep.
So, which is kind of cool.
And it was only, I believe it was only the theme song for the first year, because then they actually had the song Happy Days.
Yes.
You had Fonzie. That was the introduction of Fonzie.
Donnie had said, I'm not a parrot, I'm a copycat. Don says, well, at least I like you. Donnie says, and I like you too, Don. That's why I pick on you.
That's also one of the interesting things about Fonzie is Henry Winkler did have some serious changes that he made to that character.
Did he?
Yes, when Fonzie walks up to a mirror and looks at himself with, has the comb, and he brings it up towards his head, and he's just like, hey, and then walks away.
Perfect. Yep.
That's because Henry Winkler said, why would he would never comb his hair, because he's going to walk up, he's going to see the fact that he's perfect, and then just go, okay, and walk away. He was the original script actually had Fonzie walk up and comb his hair. And Winkler said no.
Yes, Donnie said Happy Days was the introduction of Mork too.
Yep.
So that's true. Even though Mork and Mindy took place in like the 80s.
Yep. Well, he visited Earth and then he came back. And his poor beleaguered boss, Orson.
Yeah. Mork calling Orson.
The Whomping Tree.
Oh. Don said, plus his original appearance, he wasn't wearing a leather jacket. He had a cloth jacket.
I don't remember that. Did not realize that. Guess I don't know everything. Damn it. I'm sad.
It's okay, neither do I.
But are you sad now?
No, not really.
Oh, there you go.
But don't forget, Fonzie also jumped a shark.
He did. And don't forget Pinky Tuscadero as well, who was going to, Fonzie got, I don't remember what it was. He broke his leg or something, had something that he had to have done, and he wasn't going to have it done because he didn't want to have the surgery. And then he decided to have it because he didn't want to date women with big legs because he couldn't hold up the bike. Oh, Donnie's running away. Good night, Donnie.
Yeah. Jody says, I vaguely remember having a Mork toy figure with the egg ship. Donnie says, okay, guys, I'm off to bed. Got to go to work. Thing that Buck was talking about tomorrow. You take care. Have a great night.
Take care, Donnie.
He says, great stream, Buck. Later, guys.
Thanks, Donnie.
Also remember, I'm trying to remember that it was like one of the episodes they had the two brothers. It was in the Demolition Derby episode. And they'd do like the crunchy crunch or something like that, where both of them would hit the same vehicle at the same time from different angles.
And I think that's where Pinky was introduced.
Also had Laverne and Shirley on there.
Okay. This will show you the scale of the castle. That's the car.
Oh, geez.
That gets caught up in the Whomping Tree. It just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
That's a big tree.
Oh, Jody says the Milachi Crunch. Okay. So you remember that episode too then, do you, Jody?
What's funny is I think that's, I don't know that it's called that, but I think they do that exact move in actual Demolition Derby.
And then there was, I remember the episode where Fonzie was jousting.
Oh, look at that. I did not realize. Beatrix gets a wand. Look, she has
well, it's
a
Harry
wand.
Potter. Many people get wands, don't they?
That's the first one I've come across.
Oh, okay.
And she's it was too heavy. She fell on her face.
Good oink.
It's kind of funny because whenever I see her in other movies, I couldn't tell you the name of the actress. But when I see her in other movies, I'm like, yeah, Beatrice Lestrange.
Jody said, yeah, my parents were still watching HD in the early 90s. HD doesn't mean high definition. He means happy days.
Well, what's funny, and I've watched a couple of episodes, what's funny is what comes around goes around, because my parents hated Happy Days. And I hated that 70s show.
But Jody, do you remember watching Wayne and Schuster? I kind of like Wayne and Schuster, the Canadian show, comedy show. It's like a skit comedy show.
Oh.
And Jody says, yes.
Okay. Grab these, move the tree, put the tree over there, because we're going to rotate the castle.
All right. Now that we're 1 hour in, we're ready for the next category. And now that Donnie's gone, it's perfect timing. The next category is automotive.
I was going to say science fiction ships.
No, automotive.
Donnie's gone, science fiction.
All right. Question number 1. Which Chevy car has its own national museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky? Which Chevy car has its own national museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky? Jody says Smith & Smith, Smothers Brothers, and Bazaar too. Yes. Oh, I remember Bazaar. Dawn says Corvette.
That's what I was thinking.
Tim says Corvette. Jody says Chevette. Let's go on down to the Chevette Museum.
Yes. Chevettes were not bad cars. The only car I ever got going in third gear.
Well, there you go. Don says close to Louisville.
I was learning to drive a stick, and like the 4th time I brought the clutch out and I killed it. Mom's like, you bring the clutch out, the gas and all that, telling me how to do it. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So finally, after I started the car up again, as soon as I felt it start to engage, I slammed the gas pedal to the floor and popped the clutch, and the car went, and then I realized I was in third gear.
Yeah. I think we all did that learning to drive stick.
Not these days.
Jody said, I had a buddy who used to offer ladies a ride in his Chevette. I had a buddy too who would be like, yeah, let's get in the vet, the Chevette.
Yep.
His parents had a Chevette that he was allowed to drive.
And
then we go down to 7-Eleven and grab, big gulps and nachos with cheese.
Yep. Yeah, the stick shift these days is a millennial theft deterrent.
Yeah, but surprisingly, some of these young people know how to do it.
Yep.
Just not as many as used to.
No. It used to be a prerequisite to learn how to drive.
Yes.
Of course, I still prefer a stick, but as I've gotten older, I don't insist on one anymore
Yeah.
because your automatics actually have gotten good enough to where they get better gas mileage now.
Yeah. Yeah. So the answer was Corvette. Jody says, I've never driven a standard car. I'm trying to think of something to say, but I just can't.
Why not?
I don't know. I know
No,
that's
I'm
okay. I
ta-
mean, you just started driving just not that many years ago. So
Well, there's that.
yeah. So I mean, yeah. I guess realistically, like you said, Buck, it's vehicles. Automatic vehicles are now more fuel efficient than they used to be and whatnot. So yeah, Jody, you're not really missing much.
No, I mean, the only thing about a stick that was really cool is being able to chirp the tires anytime you wanted to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although in Germany, I had this one stretch outside of Hahn Air Base
Mm-hmm.
that was anytime I had a car, had a car that was new to me, that one strip was about a kilometer, maybe a kilometer and a half long.
Yeah.
That one strip was the way I judged whether the car had any balls or not. If I could go from 0 to 60 within that distance, car was pretty good. There was a few cars that didn't make it.
Jody said, I got my license when I was 40.
Wow.
And yeah, it depends where you live, right? Like a lot of people don't need to drive where they live.
Very true. Don't tell my wife that. I've tried to convince her that you don't have to have a license everywhere. She doesn't agree.
No, a lot of people still make do with public transit.
Well, in Uber and Lyft,
ride sharing apps now. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of times cheaper than a taxi.
Oh yeah. Well, and depending on where you're at, some of those companies will give you pretty good deals. Like over in the Disneyland area,
right?
At one point, we were there, and if you took an Uber over to Disneyland, the return trip was free.
Oh, okay.
Hours later, somebody else just got screwed out of a fare because your return trip was free.
Yep. Jody says, also depends on the ability to acquire a car.
Yeah.
True enough. All right. Question number 2. Often made of vinyl, what lingerie-related name is given to the black cover that is often used to protect the hood and front bumper of a car or other vehicle? Often made of vinyl, what lingerie-related name is given to the black cover that is often used to protect the hood and front bumper of a car or other vehicle? You like that one?
I do, because I've installed a few of those, and they don't protect the hood. Not very well.
Don says bra. Jody says bra.
G-string. It's G-string, guys, not bra. Can't teach you guys nothing.
It's garter. It's the garter. There's not a lot of lingerie items you can name. It's lingerie. There's not a lot of pieces. That's when Mary comes on and says, oh, there's all these other parts or other pieces.
Yes. The funny thing is, anybody who's honest about it realizes that for the most part, lingerie is not for the woman.
No, not right. It can't be comfortable. I'm
No.
sure.
Oh.
So the answer is correct. The bra.
It wasn't the G-string?
No, it
Oh,
was
dear.
not.
And I've put them on cars before, and after, if you leave it on there for a couple of years, when you take it off, the hood's scratched up pretty bad.
Yeah, you can prevent that a little bit by frequently changing them.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah, they get all scratchy because I mean, it gets water under there from when you're like washing your car, or even just from rain or whatever. And so, and then they can kind of move ever so slightly due to like
yep.
wind speed and all that stuff.
Well, what's funny is Andrea has put on. She likes to put decals on a car, which is cool. She's really good at it.
Jody says, "I'm not seeing anyone else's comments. There's not a lot of people commenting right now. Did you see Don's comment where he said bra?"
That's odd.
I think maybe some people are just more listening than watching. Oh, you didn't even see Don's. I don't know.
That's odd.
Get out of YouTube and then come back in, maybe.
But yeah, Andrea, one time we had a yellow Kia Soul. She put decals on it and then changed the decals, or wanted to change the decals, and she had me take a green scrubby to it, trying to clean it off. Oops.
Don says, check your settings. And then Jody says, now it's back.
Did you know that a green scrubby will scratch your paint?
Yes.
Really, really bad. I learned that the hard way. It's like she has a Mickey Mouse on her car right now.
Oh, does she?
Mm-hmm. And I told her, since we still have the Jeep, it's an orange Jeep even. So Goofy on the hood of the Jeep would be awesome.
But if you had an orange shirt on, that would kind of disappear, though, would it not?
That's okay. I'm allowed to disappear. I'm in stealth mode.
So yeah, Jody said, hi, Don. Don said, I'm not high.
Hi.
Jody said, they make good model trees. All right, next question. Question number 3. What Japanese automaker of the Miata and the CX-5 introduced the repetitive zoom zoom tagline in its U.S. advertising starting in 2000?
Zoom zoom.
What Japanese automaker of the Miata and the CX-5 introduced the repetitive zoom zoom tagline in its U.S. advertising starting in 2000?
I remember that car. Oh, okay. That's what.
Yeah, green scrubbies make good trees. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't picking up what you were putting down there, Jody. And I agree.
Don says
Mazda.
says Mazda.
Mazda. Have you ever ridden in a Miata?
No, never.
Don't. It's like riding in a roller skate, only closer to the ground.
I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
Jody says Mitsubishi Mitsuk Yukasai or something. He's trying to like mix a whole bunch of Japanese names together or something, or at least a couple of them.
Kimchi? What? Don't be bagging on kimchi. Kimchi's good.
Mr. Miyagi?
Have you ever had kimchi?
Nope, never have.
I've never had traditional made kimchi because something about burying your dinner in the front yard just doesn't appeal to me.
Ah, see, I didn't even really know what it was.
Kimchi is spiced cabbage, but it's also fermented.
Oh, okay.
They bury it. It's traditional kimchi gets buried in the front yard for like a couple of days, I think at most. But it ferments it and it makes it even more spicy.
Okay.
It is really, really good, though.
I'm a redhead. I don't do spicy. I'm not good with spicy. I didn't do good with getting pepper sprayed either.
I don't do spicy as much as I used to. You know, got old, got health concerns that make spicy disagree with me. But Andre made chili yesterday, and she warmed it up today, and oh, it was yummy.
Jody says, I can't eat that. And then he says more.
Yes, I do. And what's funny is a lot of people don't like it until they try it, and then they find out that's pretty good.
I've actually never had sushi either.
Sushi's good. What's wrong with raw fish?
Yeah, I would, maybe one day I'll try like non-fish sushi or something. Because I know there are other types of sushi.
Surprisingly, it is not that bad. First time I tried it, I was like, I don't know. But I've had it multiple times. And a lot of times when Andrea goes shopping at Sam's Club, she'll pick up a couple of trays.
Dawn says bait?
Yes. Yes, bait with rice. And wasabi. People tend to put too much wasabi on there.
Yeah, that's why they only give you a little pea-sized shape, isn't it?
They do, but other times they give a ton. And it's really bad for you.
Jody says, don't eat that sushi,
Yeah, I know. It's just like succotash.
Suffering succotash?
Yeah. I like George Carlin's take on succotash. What'd you call me? Dude, it's lima beans and corn. Chill out.
So yes, the answer was Mazda.
Zoom, zoom.
All right. Question number 4. Established on November 11th, 1926, and stretching 2,448 miles across the United States, what famous highway is also known as the Will Rogers Memorial Highway? Established on November 11th, 1926, and stretching 2,448 miles across the United States, what famous highway is also known as the Will Rogers Memorial Highway? Additionally, you may also get your kicks there.
And for the most part, you can still find a lot of it, but a lot of it is no more.
I've been on some of it.
I have too.
Stephen Haynes says 66.
You can get your kicks on Route 66.
Dawn says Route 66.
interesting thing, if I remember correctly, 66 gas is named after it,
Okay.
I think.
Sounds believable to me.
Yeah, Don will tell me if I'm wrong. He'll slap me right upside the head and say, no.
It's named that because the founder's father was born in 1866, and he really liked that year. I don't know. I have no idea.
When you first started that question, I was going to be like, the Alcan. No. You do know what the Alcan is, I'm hoping.
The which?
The Alcan? It's
not-
in Canada. It was made during World War II.
Yes, Highway 83.
I guess. The Alaska-Canada Highway?
Yeah.
Which was made because they were worried Russia was going to invade.
Yep, and it was actually a lot of it was made by the U.S. What do you guys call it? The military.
ACE, Army Corps of Engineers.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah,
Yep.
A lot of it was made by the Army Corps of Engineers.
Well, a lot of it was also made by the native peoples in Canada, and they were given an impossible task, and they said, how do you expect us to do this? Because they weren't given enough equipment. And they said, we don't care, just do it. And so they did. It's an amazing piece of work. Yeah, I saw that.
Would I do that?
No, Don. No, ow.
Yeah, I've been on Route 66 when I was down in Arizona visiting my dad and stepmom there when they used to winter down there. I went around to a few little towns and areas and stuff. I'm trying to remember what town. It was like a small town, and then they had a gunfight every day on Main Street, quite a few times a day that you could watch. It was like a bank robbery / gunfight.
Was that Dodge?
No. This all had a lot of burros walking around, donkeys. And
you said in Arizona, right?
Yep. Tombstone. No, it wasn't Tombstone.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember where it was.
It wasn't Old Sacramento either, I don't think.
No, it was like a tiny nothing town.
Sacramento is California anyway.
Yeah. And there was a lot of shops along there. Basically the place only survived because of tourists coming in and watching this kind of stuff. I took a bunch of photos when I was there and whatnot. Nice enough place, but it just middle of unfortunately nowhere nowadays because we're along Route 66, and I actually don't think it's actually on Route 66 either. It's just off.
Well, that's what's kind of interesting about cars. When Lightning McQueen breaks down and all that, that's actually what happened. What happened in cars where you got that little nothing town that is all but dried up and blown away, happened all along Route 66.
Yeah.
When they put in the interstates.
Yeah.
The interstate system is actually designed to be traveled at 130 miles an hour. Because it is the interstate system was put in place as a civil defense measure. In case anybody ever invades the U.S.
Yep. Do You then
Random.
rapidly move around the interstate system.
Yep. Random bits of knowledge that float around in my head until they fall out.
Clunk. All right, final question in automotive. Question number 5. Phantom, Ghost, and Spectre are all models made by what luxury car company? Phantom, Ghost, and Spectre are all models made by what luxury car company? Don said, I looked up Phillips 66 gets its name from the specific gravity of gasoline. So WAP. Jody says, that would be rude. Don says, Rolls Royce. Jody says, Prius. You know, Prius was going to be one of the questions I was going to ask in this category, but I didn't.
They also make jet engines.
Steven says Rolls Royce.
Sorry, noisy.
That's okay.
Crap. I saw a piece fly. It was a small piece. We'll hope it was an extra, or that I have something I can replace it with.
So you open the bag a little too quickly.
Well, I didn't get everything dumped out. I thought I had, but we'll make it work.
I'm surprised Howard hasn't been here tonight either.
Howard, let's see, about an hour ago, Howard left to go get his friend from work.
Okay.
So Howard should be showing up any time now.
Howard. We'll see.
Dash. Wah.
All right. So the answer is correct. Rolls Royce.
Matter of fact, one of the jet engines they make is on the Chicken Hawk.
They even did engines in World War II for aircraft.
Yep. It's kind of interesting that you have to have a crane to change the engine on a jet. Because the location of the engine on the Global Hawk,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a 3,000-pound crane lift the engine off the jet.
Yep, Don, Rolls-Royce Merlin. The Merlin engines.
Merlin? Like the magic guy?
Just like that. Merlin the magician.
Okay. It said rotate. It's heavy.
Don
not
says
heavy.
Spitfires and P-51.
It's not that heavy, but it's gaining weight as we go.
Well, you got to quit feeding it more pieces of Lego.
Yeah.
Or Fago.
Fago. Lego, my Fago. The old song we used to sing about Lego. Lego, my Fago, set it free. Don't break up the family.
You know, I'm just thinking back to the days when Don would be like, I'm no good at trivia, or no, you know, just would always say like how bad he is at trivia and stuff. And, you know, just all these ones lately, he's just been cleaning house.
You mean back when Don used to try and lie about it?
Maybe he was hoping someone would bet him money.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible at trivia. I'll play against someone for $1,000.
And then he runs into somebody who's better. Oh, no.
Don, I'll cut you into the questions for half. Don says, I know something, not everything. Well, it seems like I'm hitting your something pretty consistently tonight. If it was a dartboard, I'd be like pegging it right on there.
He should be like Schultz. I know nothing.
Don said, I sucked last night.
That's okay. A lot of us did. I was good for a while, and then I fell apart. Window.
All right, so we're at the hour and a half mark now.
Very cool.
So yes, the answer was Rolls-Royce. The next category is one I've done a number of times now. At the arcade.
Pac-Man.
Is not on the questions tonight.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, you didn't answer a question yet. So
at the arcade, question number 1. Which game featured an orange character hopping on a pyramid of cubes? Which game featured an orange character hopping on a pyramid of cubes?
Trying to remember what it was that we were looking at a couple of streams ago that everybody said that looked like that game.
Don said, well, when you don't watch that stuff, and then he said, Seth MacFarlane. And then Avert, Qbert. He's typing pretty quick tonight there.
Yep.
Steven says Qbert.
I do have to say that this is one of the sets, because I am using the actual Lego instructions,
right?
That I wish that they would do what they do on a lot of them, which is highlight or outline in red what the new parts are.
Yeah, because if they're putting some other parts in other areas, you could miss it.
Yeah, well, when you're doing parts from this end to this end,
yeah,
this is pretty good. It's a pretty good size area when you're putting in a 1x1 piece.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Of course, that piece that I dropped, or I think I dropped. I'm not 100% sure there was a piece there or not. But what's going to happen is I'm going to get to the end and go, okay, it's this one. I'm going to put it somewhere where it isn't going to show. And at the end of the stream, I'm going to be like, oh, look, there it is. Just like that torch.
So the answer was Qbert.
Not my favorite arcade game of all time. Although he was one of the first arcade games to swear.
Yes, he was.
Always got angry when you got him killed.
Well, fair enough.
I guess.
All right, Stephen Haynes just taken off. He said, been fun. Night, everyone. See you tomorrow. You take care, Stephen. You have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Good night, Stephen.
Don says, night, Stephen.
Come on, get on there. There we go. Oh, they want me to turn this thing again. Just realized that. Make up my mind. Yippee! Oh, was it fun? Was it fun for the castle? I guess not.
Well, we'll see if maybe someone else will be able to answer some of these questions. So the next question is, what arcade game has you build hamburgers while being chased by a hot dog, a pickle, and an egg? Which arcade game has you building hamburgers while being chased by a hot dog, a pickle, and an egg? Do you remember this one, Buck?
I do. I do. As soon as you asked the question, the theme song started running through my head.
Yeah.
Yes, Don is right. It is Urger time.
He's positive. He said it twice. I knew what you meant, though, Don. Don't worry. It says burger time.
We had some of the greatest games back in the 80s. So much fun.
Don says autocorrect sucks. Yes, it does.
No, it's not autocorrect. It's auto corsage.
Yes. Well, I think it was just the novelty too of the whole, arcade games and stuff. It was something new.
Well, it was, and
it wasn't as complicated as it is today.
It wasn't as complicated, but some of them were really pretty intense. Because I watched a video today, and it didn't have any. The only thing it had for text was saying what the game was, who made it, and what year. It was like a 10-minute game with 5 to 10 second spots of the line graphic games throughout the years.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, as I was watching, I'm like, yeah, I used to love that one. That one was a lot of fun. And I realized, it's funny because my wife and my son both get into games, and there's so much, Andrea especially, are so much about the graphics are so great. How's the gameplay?
Yeah.
I don't care about the graphics if the gameplay is good. I mean, one of my favorite games of all time is Civilization. Still love that game.
Going back to arcade games, she was talking about how some games were really hard. Was Dragon's Lair.
Oh, that was awesome. Love that game. I couldn't play it for shit.
Oh, no. But you'd always have people lined up watching whoever is playing.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if someone was good.
Yeah, I would watch people. I saw people run through it without having to use a continue. That was always like, he's the heat, man.
I'm sure I've watched videos of it, like, within the past, 5 years or so of people, of a quick playthrough with no errors.
Well, and some of the scenes were random.
So some of them were mirrored.
Mm-hmm. But you could end up with a different playthrough almost every time because it would be,
in a different order.
Yeah.
And sometimes some levels would repeat in your same playthrough.
And Daphne was so awesome for 70s graphics or 80s graphics.
Late 80s, but yes, that's because it was actually more of a movie, a cartoon movie, on disc.
That was the old laser disc.
Yeah.
Yes. We bought one time, or No, I don't think we ever. I don't remember if we bought one or not. I think we may have, and we realized how much they were, and so we never bought anything for it. You know, VHS movies running at the time, $26. Laserdisc is only like, I don't know, 150. And you had to change the disc. It's like, what?
Yep. So the answer was Burger Time. So we'll move on to the next question. At the arcade, which game has you controlling a spacecraft down a three-dimensional tube, destroying your enemies? Which game has you controlling a spacecraft down a three-dimensional tube, destroying your enemies?
It wasn't always a tube. Usually it was, but there were times that it wasn't. I loved that game. Unless I'm absolutely wrong.
Jody says Stun Runner.
That one, if that's an actual game, I have never heard of it.
Neither have I.
The one I'm thinking is Tempest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like I said, it wasn't always a tube. Sometimes it was a flat area.
Jeff is here.
Hey, Jeff.
Captain Charlemagne. He says, hi, everyone. Jody says, I missed a couple of questions. No problem, Jody.
There'll be a quiz at the end with all the questions repeated.
Yeah, this is a long question night.
Yep.
We have 30 questions in total, and we're not quite. I know we're just over halfway now.
Yep.
Jeff says, "So how late am I? So how late I be to the party? We're an hour and 42 minutes in.
Yep.
But you're welcome nonetheless. It's good to have you here.
Absolutely, and we are sticking around for another hour and 20 minutes ish
with more trivia. Right now we're doing arcade games.
Let's see, this is 31. So this is, we're actually, this would have ended, we would have ended the stream here, and it would be 2 more weeks. So this is going to work out perfect. The plan is to do enough to where we finish this next week.
Jody says, Stun Runner was awesome. You sat on it like a bike and flew through tunnels, shooting baddies and winning the race. Cool.
Very cool.
Not the game I'm talking about, but cool nonetheless. Jeff, because you just got here, I'll ask the question again. This is basically the category is at the arcade. The question is, which game has you controlling a spacecraft down a 3-dimensional tube, destroying your enemies? Captain Charlemagne / Jeff says, in other words, I know nothing for this trivia, so random answer night it is. See, the categories you missed already. We had Civil War. We had 1950s music. We had automotive. And now we're in at the arcade.
And if all else fails, steal Don's pat answer. Just say Seth MacFarlane.
Bedroom golf?
Yes. Well, Howard's not here yet.
Well, I hope Howard had a safe trip tonight.
I hope so.
Jeff says, which Civil War? There'd be a lot of them. Exactly, Jeff. They weren't all U.S. Civil War. Just the first 2 questions were out of 5.
Yep.
Then the second question was based on Captain America Civil War. And the next one was the Russian Civil War. And the last one was the Korean Civil War, which turned into the Korean War. Don says no answer. Jeff says Space Invaders is my answer. All right. Well, the
Tempest.
answer was yes.
Tempest.
Correct. Tempest.
That was my favorite all-time game at the time.
Yeah, but don't forget a tube. A tube does not have to be round. So it was a tube, but just a shaped tube. You're always going down.
Well, that's the thing.
Moving around the perimeter.
Sometimes it was a flat plane.
Oh, okay. I never played it that much.
Oh, I did. In the older games where when you started, you could always opt to start further in the game, and I always would. I'd go as far as I could.
Okay.
Because I'd gone through the lower levels. There was some that were U-shaped. It was a fun game.
All right. The next question. What company produced Asteroids? What company produced Asteroids?
I know that one. The home version was almost a direct port.
Jody says Preparation H. That's hemorrhoids, Jody. Hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Not asteroids.
Well,
same area, mind you, but hey.
Well, think about it. Asteroids, hemorrhoids, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. But I'm also looking for the producer of the game, not not hemorrhoids.
Oh, not the solution?
Don says Konami.
Nope. I know too much.
You know too much.
I do.
Jeff says Sega. Sega.
Had one of the best game names of all time.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
No.
Earthworm Jim?
No.
Toe Jam and Earl?
Absolutely had to. We knew nothing about the game. We didn't care. We had a Sega. We saw the name of the game. We bought the game for the name.
Toe Jam and Earl?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
It was hilarious. And the most hilarious part of it was Nicholas was young enough. Nicholas was like 3. And he would watch us play that game, and then he would go out, and his friend from one of our neighbors, she was 10, and they would play Toe Jam and Earl outside looking for presents in the bushes.
All right. At least they were playing outside.
Yep. Oh, it was funny because Nicholas taught himself to read so that he could read game manuals.
That's cool.
Yep.
Kids need to read more growing up,
Yeah, they do. Oh, look. If you look on Discord, Jody may not have known the name of the company, but he knew the name of the company.
Oh. Well, let me check.
He posted it.
There we go. Look at that. So, yes, the answer was Atari.
Yep.
Atari created Asteroids. Well, not literally, but the game Asteroids.
Atari.
Okay.
Atari really created, initially at least, the video game market. When they didn't create the stand-up machines in the arcade so much, but the home market really came to life with Atari.
And then they killed it with E.T.
Yes, I was going to say, and that they didn't just kill it; they out and out murdered it. They said, "Let's get rid of this thing. It's too successful. We're making too much money."
Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things, like we're trying to rush things out before they were ready.
Yeah. Although I do have to say, Atari Adventure was really cool.
And it was like the first game with the Easter egg at the end.
Yep.
Jeff says Pong was Atari, wasn't it? I believe it was.
I think so. It was kind of funny. The initial Pong that we had was this big console. It had 4 dials on it because it also had what I think it was called Night Driver. You could have up to 4 people racing in cars. It was everything was either the black screen or the white of either the ball or the road. It was amazing for the time.
Jody said, eventually, at first it was just Pong. Yeah, I think you're right, Jody. And then kind of Atari just said, hey, we'll sell that game. Like struck a deal or whatever and started big time into making those.
Yep.
And then Puckman, aka Pac-Man, came out. Yeah, Jody said it was its own unit with no interchangeable games. The home console one, yeah.
Yep. And then eventually they had this little guy, plumber, I believe he was, that showed up trying to rescue his girlfriend.
Do you remember the older games where you had to put an overlay over your TV screen?
I don't remember ever having to do an overlay over the TV screen.
I never had one. I had friends who had them though. So it would turn Pong into hockey or tennis.
Oh.
It was dumb like that. There were a few other games that had screen overlays for like very simple, basic things. And stick to your screen by static electricity. Jody said it may have been introduced by the Atari company, but it didn't have the name yet.
Oh, wait. There's where I made a mistake. There we go. I was wondering why that wouldn't fit in there. I made an error. I put these one thing forward.
It was an accident. Jeff says there was a store up in Tampa, Florida, who sells the older games and consoles at their original market prices. Wow. That could be expensive.
Yes, very. Because I remember the first Atari we had was like $150.
And in 80s money, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Now you could spend $20 and get all the Atari games on a little thing that hooks up to your TV, and it's all it is a controller.
Yep.
All right. Final question at the arcade.
Uh-huh.
Who was Mario trying to rescue in the original Donkey Kong? Who is Mario trying to rescue in the original Donkey Kong?
His main squeeze.
His main squeeze.
Okay, that's two that I'm not playing nice. Okay. That's better. It was not wanting to stay together.
Don says Princess. Jeff says Peach.
What was his main problem? Well, actually, no, that was in Super Mario Brothers, not in the Donkey Kong.
Genital warts?
Oh. No, the fact that she was always in another castle.
Yeah. Jody says his stepson. Is that the answer to who he's trying to rescue, or to what his problem was?
Yed.
Okay. Well, S and D are kind of, sort of side by side. So rescue. Okay.
Rescue Rangers.
Your stepson has pretty lips. Because it was a woman he was trying to rescue.
Yep.
So what's your answer, Buck?
Princess Peach, of course.
Princess Peach. Okay.
Actually, I think in the original Donkey Kong, she was just Peach.
Okay. Well, no one's got the answer correct yet.
No. Petunia.
Petunia.
Somebody get their Google Foo out.
Hey, there he is. Howard is here.
I know that guy. Hey,
He
Howard.
says, "Ping pong, Jimmy, sing song, wing wong, you wong. You like to help Wong wash Wong or watch Wong wash." Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, good to see you made it home. Or, well, hopefully you're at home.
Good to see you made it somewhere.
Yep. Good to see you're still around, alive and kicking.
Yes, and always remember, round is a shape.
So the answer, yes, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Pauline was her name.
I wonder if that was because of the perils of Pauline.
I don't know. But really, you don't see her after that. It's always someone like Peach or,
yeah,
that sort of thing. And we're coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Very cool. That never happens.
What's that?
2, 4. There's 10 parts, and I just went dope, 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 dope. Pulled all 10 without really having to search for them.
Well, nice. That's a good thing.
Yep.
And Jody says, I was going to say Fay Ray.
Whatever happened to Fay Ray? Remember Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Barely. Jeff says, Peach behold note on Mario. He having to constantly save her ass from overgrown angry turtle, and he got nothing for it.
Absolutely.
What is going to be the next category here? I don't know if we have the proper audience for this next category. We'll find out. The next category is comic books.
Oh.
Comic books. That's a new category for us here.
Maybe.
That was the second of 2 new categories.
Yep.
Something tells me Donnie would be good at comic books. Don says screwed.
So. I think Donnie would be good at it. Howard will probably surprise us.
Yes. Jody said, sure he did. There's videos online of it. That's the Muriel getting lucky with the princess. Jody says Rule 34 or something like that. Don't worry. None of the questions are like in issue 2672 of such and such comic. What was Radioactive Man's? No, nothing like that.
Batman's middle name.
All right. It is on the hour now, so we will begin with comic books. I think this might be the hardest one. This question. Question number 1. Known as the Man Without Fear, a freak accident took away his vision as a child, but left his other senses extremely heightened. Who is this popular Marvel comic superhero? Known as the Man Without Fear, a freak accident took away his vision as a child, but left his other senses extremely heightened. Who is this popular Marvel comic superhero?
I could have sworn Daredevil had that accident as an adult.
Don says Daredevil. Jody says Daredevil.
I thought he had that accident as an adult.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I only said Daredevil because I looked up and saw that Don had already answered. I was like, fair game.
Sure it wasn't the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, they were hanging out in the ooze.
Originally, the ooze looks like if you read the original black and white comic, the vial of stuff that has the action and hits the character in the head, and then it falls into the sewers, and it was the TMNT. Don says surrounded by parrots.
Back when I first heard of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the people that we knew some people who I think they had the game or something like that for the Nintendo. We had never heard of the Ninja Turtles. They were really big in the States.
Right.
Andrea being from Europe and me having been over in Europe for 6 years at the time, I think. No idea who the Ninja Turtles were. Just like when SpongeBob came out, I had no idea who SpongeBob SquarePants was for a long time.
Howard says, "I say hell with rescuing her. She got in the damn mess and ran off with the other guys. So F her." Talking about Princess Peach.
Yes.
So I don't know if he's a little behind on the stream, or he just wanted to get that off his chest.
I think he just wanted to get that off his chest. Yeah. Actually, Howard should know the answer to this one, I would think.
Jody says, if it happened as an adult, he wouldn't have time to develop his senses. So yes, the answer is Daredevil.
Very cool.
His name would be Look Up for the Coffee Table.
I know that guy.
That's me at night going downstairs to get some more water.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Oh, sorry.
Losing my religion.
Exactly.
Jeff says, blasphemy on the TMNT buck. Yeah, and the original TMNT, was in black and white, the comic. The ooze falls off, the vial of ooze falls off the truck, and basically it's made to look like it hits Daredevil as a child there, and then falls in the sewer and leaks all over these turtles that were in the sewers after their master had been killed by I can't remember if it actually was a Shredder.
I think it was
Shredder.
I think it was Shredder.
Yeah.
And don't forget the rat. Actually, wasn't the rat his pet as well?
Yes. Actually, you know what? No, the turtles belong to the kid, I think. and the rat was in the sewer. Anyway, Jody says
Wait.
every date is a blind date. Yes.
Wait, so it was Aladdin. He was a sewer rat. Oh, street rat. Wait, sorry.
Different.
Wrong franchise.
Howard says, wait, I have 30 plus boxes of comics. No, I have no answers. He says, Daredevil. He says, I'm 3 minutes 30 seconds behind. Actually, he says, I'm 3:30 minutes behind.
How did he get 330 minutes behind?
I don't know. So hopefully he's watching us at a sped up temperature. There, I'll laugh and it'll sound funny now.
Damn it! Where's Jordan? We need Jordan to laugh.
Do you have a Jordan laugh?
We don't, unfortunately.
No.
No,
you have a laughing
unfortunately, we
audience.
don't.
That's a long one. That's a really long one.
This is Sparta!
This is Sparta.
Jeff says, I thought that Splinter's master and Turtles were just in the sewer. Splinter's cage got broken when his master was killed. The Turtles, I want to say, were like carried by someone on the street or something. It's been so long since I've seen that comic. Howard says, okay, I'm caught up. Well, that's good. Here's some time for the next comic book question. All right. Comic book. Question number 2. What is the real name of the Marvel villain known as the Kingpin? What is the real name of the Marvel villain known as the Kingpin?
Bill Murray.
Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, wait. No, that was the movie.
Howard says, I'm going back to my house and sleep like a baby. Jody says, Fisk. Howard says, Wilson Fisk. Jody quickly answers at the same time, almost, saying Wilson Fisk.
Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Did you see that video I linked the other day?
With Batman?
Yeah, the Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd actually seen that movie at some point. I don't remember when.
Oh, the 60s movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bat shark repellent. Well, that was utility belt.
Hey, you never know. It could happen. He might need it.
Yeah.
Turns out he did.
Just like Mr. Dress Up's tickle trunk, it had everything you needed in it.
Yep.
Right, Jody? Jody says, sleep like a baby. You're going to poop yourself and wake up crying?
Maybe.
Exactly.
It's by design, man.
A bald man with a small dong who can't squash a spider. There's actually, Jody says, right, Ken. There's actually, there's a comic you can read there where Kingpin kills Aunt May. So Spider-Man, and then he's in prison, and Spider-Man goes in there and he's like, I think he fights him as Peter Parker, and just says Like he just stops holding back, and he's never done that before. Like he always holds back from what his true power is, because he's massively strong.
You mean Spider-Man?
Yeah, could easily kill people, and he just does a number on Kingpin, just in front of all the other prisoners. So yes, the answer is Wilson Fisk.
I figured out what piece I lost.
Oh.
And I don't see it immediately.
But your instructions aren't telling you to put a piece in place?
I know what it is that I lost. It's just that I'm looking and I don't see it on the floor.
Okay.
But it is highly visible when it's in place. I screwed up and put these on early.
Too early.
This flat piece here is what is missing.
Howard said, sorry if I missed a question. I'm trying to do a special thing for my girlfriend. See if DaVinci Resolve can do it. Oh, okay. Well, that was the question on Kingpin. So I'm going to ask the next question now. Okay, question number 3. In all comics, Batman arguably has the best rogues gallery of... Sorry. Let me start again. In all comics, Batman arguably has the best rogues gallery of villains, including the Joker and Catwoman, among others. The nemesis of Bruce Wayne taunts him. This nemesis of Bruce Wayne taunts him by always leaving clues as to his next move will be, preferring to match wits with the detective. Who is this popular villain? In all comics, Batman has the best rogues gallery of villains, including the Joker and the Catwoman, among others. This nemesis of Bruce Wayne taunts him by always leaving clues as to what his next move will be, preferring to match wits with the detective. Who is this popular villain?
Julie Newmar? Oh, wait, no, that was Catwoman.
All right.
You all right, Ken?
Just coughing here. I'm going to take a cough candy here. Howard says, sorry if I missed. No, I already read that one. He says, I got a hair up my butt trying it. And yes, it's a blonde hair. Okay.
You.
Jeff says, well, Spider-Man is like Superman. He is the ultimate hero in his universe, if I remember right. Kinda not. It depends. It was like the there was Cosmic Spider-Man at one point. Then he was. Jody says the Riddler. Sorry. Howard says the Riddler.
That's who I was thinking.
Jody says Jim Carrey. And then he says, wait, no, John Aspen. Howard says, or can you call him Enigma? Jeff says the Riddler.
Edward Smegma. Found it.
Oh, you found the piece?
Yep.
Didn't get too far, I hope.
No, it was just the other side, literally the other side of the table.
Oh, there you go.
Edward Smegma. Come on down. Oh, wait. Not him. Oh, the Schmeg in his hole.
So, yes, the answer is Riddler. Jody says, what up, Enigma?
Okay.
Making pretty good progress there.
Yep. And that would have been bag 3.
And you guys still have that little white spare piece there. You can put in your spares box.
Yep. I have some pretty large spares boxes too. Hang on. 32. Yep. So that was bag 31. You double check. Yay! I can count. It does say 32 on the screen. This time I'm going to double check. More trees.
Jeff says, well, if I remember right, it was the 70s that Superman was reworked because he was so powerful before he was making new powers on the fly. Yeah, and then they started releasing all these different types of kryptonite. All these different colors.
Well, then they made him solar powered too. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Like gold kryptonite would take away all his powers, permanently.
Either that or falling for Lois Lane in the second movie, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the second movie where he went into he was at the Fortress of Solitude and he had his powers purposely removed.
Yes. And let's see. Howard says red makes him bad. Yep. And Jody says original Superman couldn't fly. Nope. But he could jump really high, leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Yep. Pretty sure he wasn't able to go out in space without dying too.
Jody said he could only run as fast and jump high. Yeah, he could only run fast and jump high. Yeah.
But he was faster than
he was created by a Canadian.
He was faster than a speeding bullet.
Yes, he was. And he is powerless against magic. Magic is a weakness of his.
I didn't know that in universe they had well.
Yeah, like Shazam.
Well, Doctor Strange. There's obviously
that's
magic.
Marvel. That's Marvel. Jody says he had a lot of track and field trophies as a teen.
Yep. Kevin Costner was his dad.
Sometimes.
Look at that. We are building the bridge.
Ooh.
But not the one on the River Kwai.
Oh, okay. Is it the London Bridge? Because it's falling down.
Yeah, maybe.
It was, but so they actually built a new bridge, and then the original London Bridge was moved to the States. It's now in Arizona.
It's in Lake Havasu, Arizona.
Lake Havasu. Yep, that's where my dad's stepmom used to winter in the couple of a few years back. So that's where I went and visited them. I even have a piece of that bridge.
What? You stole a piece of the bridge?
Didn't steal it. Bought it. The souvenir shop. It's over a span that's not as long as the original London Bridge was.
Yeah.
So it's just like the smallest little chip in a little vial.
Yeah.
So it might not even actually be part of the London Bridge. They just say it is. It looks the right color and everything. So I have no reason not to believe it. I think it was like $5 or something. Howard says Wonder Woman's lasso of truth was magic. There's Dr. Fate. Yep. That was magic. Green Lantern might as well be magic since they can conjure up things from the mind. Jeff said, watch the original Adventures of Superman show with George Reeves and could not believe how much special effects have come along. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those too. I've also watched the Batman serials from back in the 40s.
I used to love watching the Batman TV show. Loved it.
Jody said, or sorry, Jody, Howard said, I don't know shite.
But have you been combing the desert?
We ain't found shit. All right.
I do agree with Todd that they're going to have him reprise that role.
Oh, I'm sure.
We still haven't found shit.
Yeah. All right. Question number 4. Again, this is another super easy one, I think. Barely an inconvenience to figure it out. Which red, white, and blue clad super soldier got his own magazine in March 1941? The cover of that comic showed him punching Hitler. Who is he? Which red, white, and blue clad super soldier got his own magazine in March 1941? The cover of that comic book showed him punching Hitler. Who is he?
Captain Marvel.
Okay. Jody said, just going back a bit here, Jody said, flying was hand-drawn animation in some of those old Superman shorts. Okay, Jeff says, Captain America. Howard says, Captain America.
Oh, come on, nobody else wants to be wrong like me? Shazam! I used to watch that one on Sundays or Saturdays too.
Yeah. See, a lot of these I've been watching. I've watched lately because of Riff Tracks has those old ones like Shazam, and then that 1940s Batman.
What about Captain Planet? Oh gosh.
Jody says Lieutenant Mexico.
I see.
Howard says, unless you want to go alternative route and call it Captain Britain.
It's Bucky's buddy. Captain Bucky.
Captain Bucky, yeah. So, yes, and I'm guessing Don went off to do something, or maybe he fell asleep or something. We haven't heard from him in a while.
Well,
maybe he just thought, oh, it's comic books. I'm not going to answer any of those. Because some of these are pretty simple.
I think we bored him to sleep. As long as we didn't bore him to death, we're fine.
Yes.
Captain Crunch.
Yep, Captain Crunch. Howard says, hey, Buck, I started writing a similar book on Captain Planet style heroes.
Cool.
Jeff says, unless you want to be really wrong, who punched Hitler? It was Thor. That would just end him right there. Yep.
Well, and you know, after Hitler got punched, he was really Thor.
Or is it just say lights are right?
What is good? Lights are right.
So yes, the answer was Captain America.
I have lights for this kid. Oops, put that one in the wrong spot. Not that I think it was really going to matter. This one here, I put here instead. I had to move one back.
See, I think the last category after comics here is going to be something Don would be good at for getting the answers as well.
Name that tree.
No. Howard said, don't forget Deadpool went back in time and killed baby Hitler. No, he didn't. He went back in time to kill baby Hitler, but he just couldn't do it.
No, he went back in time to kill baby Hitler, and instead he shot Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. So he couldn't make a Green Lantern movie.
Exactly.
Yep.
And he also made Hugh Jackman put on the claws one more time.
Yep. Jody says, Todd McFarlane. Actually, I have the last, that's one of the Spider-Man comics I have is the last issue done by Todd McFarlane. And I have the first 5 or 6 Spawn comics.
Now, speaking of Hugh Jackman, lost my train of thought there for a second. Have you seen the Neil Diamond movie with him?
No, I've seen ads for it, though.
Oh, that is a good movie.
Is it like Song Sung Blue? Is that the name of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
And unlike, you know, when Andrea put it on last night and we started watching it, from the little bits and pieces I had seen, I thought it was about Neil Diamond, but it's not. It's about a guy who him and his wife did a cover of Neil Diamond in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
Really, really good movie. I was very impressed.
Jeff says, be careful talking about he who shall not be named will appear. We do not need to hear about chimichangas for the rest of the stream, I believe.
Who is he who shall not be named?
I don't know. If it was Ryan Reynolds, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, question 5, the final question in comic books. Another super simple one. This woman was raised in a brutal environment before escaping to a life on the streets of Gotham City, vowing never to want or be dependent on anyone. She uses her skills in burglary and martial arts and feminine wiles to her own ends. What is her villain name? This woman raised in a brutal environment before escaping to a life on the streets of Gotham City. She vowed never to want or to be dependent on anyone. She uses her skills in burglary, martial arts, and feminine wiles to her own ends. What is the villain name?
Eartha Kitt.
Howard's like, alien boy, alien boy, alien boy. And he says, Catwoman. And he said, these are too easy. I said they'd be easy.
I was thinking Catwoman as well. Actually, I started out, when you first started reading it, I was thinking Black Widow. But she's Russian.
She's Marvel.
Well,
and we're talking about Gotham City, which is DC.
See, here's the thing. I don't read a whole lot of comic books in the last 40 years.
That's okay. I understand. Captain Charlemagne says Black Cat. And of course, Howard says Black Cat is Marvel version of Catwoman. And Captain Charlemagne says, just joking, Catwoman. Yeah, I used to own 25% of a comic book store.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Back in the early 90s.
I used to, back in my teens, I would read some. But I was the nerdy kid. I didn't like the violence so much.
Okay.
I read Richie Rich.
Okay. Or Archie.
Archie was there too.
Back with the original Pep comics.
Detective Comics in the late 70s, early 80s got really dark, and I really didn't get into them anymore.
Oh, okay.
Howard says
Black Cat was after getting into Spider-Man's pants.
Oh. But the campy Batman comics, I kind of like those. My parents had bought me at one point a historical book it was Batman comics, and it wasn't all of them. It was select ones from the original up through, I think it was when Man Bat came out.
Okay. Jeff says, never really read comics, only read maybe 3 comics, and they were all Spider-Man. I've always been more of a Marvel comics person as well. Like I have the original, all the different first covers of the X-Men when they were relaunched in the 90s, early 90s. They did I think it was like 5 different issue number 1s with a different cover, and then one cover with all of them together. With a fold out cover. So and they're not really worth that much. So
Well, and that's the thing is, a lot of what I read as a kid, you know who Clive Cussler is?
the writer.
Yes, I read Raise the Titanic in 6th grade.
Oh, there you go.
So that was the type of thing I was reading.
Yep.
And Asimov. I read I read all of Foundation Empire, Second Foundation Earth, which is why the Foundation TV show, I watch it and I'm like, it's good, but it's wrong.
Jeff says, well, we all know Felicia thinks she's better. Thinks she's the better girl. Sadly, Peter has a thing for redheads, not white/blonde type of man. Jody says, comics weren't a thing for kids around me, so I never got into them. Yes, I got into them as technically an adult. I mean, early 90s. So
I don't want to be an adult. I turned in my subscription.
okay, so yes, the answer was Catwoman. And what was her real name?
Oh, what is it?
Jody said nobody I knew had any.
Selena Kyle.
Correct. Selena Kyle.
A win from the Batman movies.
All right, we're moving. We're just past the 2.5 hour mark. Wood is good. We'll see if that wakes him up. Captain Charlemagne, Jeff says, in 6th grade, I was reading Gone with the Wind. So I think your book was better, Buck.
It was, but it was really hard to get through as a 6th grader.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you, Howard. You got it right.
Do you have the other one?
I do.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Got it?
You've been dashed.
You bastards.
There we go. Jody says Selena Gomez. Yeah, so Selena Kyle. Or
You see what? That's funny. Howard said, damn it, Puck, you beat me to it.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about saying Julie Newmar.
The last category for tonight is history.
History. I like history. History of the World Part 1 or Part 2?
Well, we'll see.
If it's Part 2, I couldn't. I watched like 1.5 shows. Couldn't stand it.
Nazis on ice.
It's good to be the king.
All right, we'll start with history. First question in history is the stock market crash of October 29th, 1929 is commonly known as what day? The stock market crash of October 29th, 1929 is commonly known as what day? See, because I
David?
think Dawn's kind of. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's Dawn. I was gonna say I think Dawn's kind of a good knowledge of history. So always seems to anyone when I ask history questions. He says Black Friday. Howard says the Great Depression.
I was going to say the day the earth stood still. Wait, that's a movie. With Klaatu.
Verata.
Yes. Klaatu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Was a really
I
good movie.
tried watching the Keanu Reeves one again recently, but I couldn't find it anywhere streaming.
It's not verbatim, but it is pretty much just a obviously it's a remake, but it's really close to being verbatim a remake.
Yeah, I was like, and I enjoyed it the first time. That's why I was going to watch it again, years later. And I was just like, I just couldn't find it streaming anywhere. I was just like, oh, that's unfortunate. Jeff says the beginning of the end times. So Howard, the Great Depression was more of an era, and I'm speaking of a specific day. But I'll say, Dawn, you're half right with your answer. Black Friday is more of a, after Thanksgiving kind of a day.
Trying to remember. I don't know why. Sunday came to mind, but the stock market's closed on Sunday.
Yeah, Jody says laundry day.
Come on.
So the answer is Black Tuesday.
Ah, that's it.
Black Tuesday. Jody says it was a Monday. No, it was a Tuesday. Now they have safeties in place for stock market. Like it can only fall so far in a day, and then they shut down. And then they close the stock market.
Yep. Was it Black and Decker? Oh.
Jeff said great crash. Black Tuesday was the answer.
It was one of the first times, not the only time, I don't think, but one of the first times that it was realized that a positive reinforcement machine doesn't work very well. What happens is you end up running out the clock and everything goes to hell.
And then with the drought and everything, didn't help things either. Made the Great Depression even worse.
It was a great suppression. I do suppressions.
At least they had already gotten rid of prohibition by then, so people could drink.
Yeah.
to forget their woes.
Well, and that's the thing, is a lot of the folklore that came out from that era was caused by people being poor.
Yeah.
Like Bonnie and Clyde. Had the stock market not crashed and there been the depression, probably never would have happened.
There you go.
Maybe, because Bonnie Parker, well, a lot of people think that Clyde was the bad guy. Bonnie Parker was bloodthirsty as hell.
Joey says, stock market should be closed for good. It's nothing but a greed machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never invested in the stock market. All right, question number 2. On April 25th, 1898, the blank American War began when America interfered with the Cuban War of Independence? With whom did America go to war? On April 25th, 1898, the blank American War began when America interfered with the Cuban War of Independence. With whom did America go to war? Don says Spain.
Venezuela.
Too soon, too soon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jeff says Spanish-American War. And then he says Spain. Yeah.
Spank the Americans War? What? By the way,
America was still having Indian wars until
Yeah.
after World War One.
well, and here's the funny thing. I always, especially
Funny ha-ha or funny sheesh.
funny, odd, funny, why do we do it type thing. You know, and I've become more aware of it because of the number of Canadians that we have in HTM.
Mm-hmm.
It's rather rude for us, and by us I mean the US, as a nation, to go, yeah, we're Americans. So are you.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Well, no, you're not US Americans, but you are
We are North Americans.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know, just like Mexico.
They're North Americans.
No, they're Central Americans.
No, they're still part of North America.
Are they?
Once you get south of Mexico, then you're in Central America.
Ah, okay. But it's, to me, it's just kind of, it's pretty conceited for this country to have adopted that moniker.
Well, just because it's the middle part of your country's name, or sorry, the third part. Yeah, not of. We're of. Yeah. So I mean, it's just because it's the last part of your name, America, right? United States of America.
Yeah, I understand that, but still, it's one of them things that every now and then things like that hit me, and I'm like, why do we do that? Why do we? And I'm very much a realist. Why are we so conceited?
Well, I don't know. Why?
I don't know.
Because you're the big kid on the block, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe, I guess. Yeah.
You
got a high population, and you got one of the best militaries in the world currently. Most ships, like largest navy. So I mean, yeah.
Well, at one point, I think people still think that we're one of the only, if not the only, first world country. But is it
no.
sad? Well, I was going to say, is it sad that I don't agree?
Yeah, I mean, Canada's first world country. Most of Europe is. I mean,
no. What I'm saying though is, ever since we lost our AAA credit rating, we're not really first world anymore.
Yeah. Jeff says, to hell with Spain, remember the Maine, which is funny. They started a war because yellow journalism, and after 2 inquiries, it was found that the ship blew up due to a flaw. So yes, the answer is Spain. It was the Spanish-American War.
Yep. Wag the dog.
All right, question number 3. Gold was discovered in California on January 24th, 1848. What was the name of the mill where it was discovered? Gold was discovered in California on January 24th, 1848. What was the name of the mill where it was discovered?
I doesn't know that.
Don says Sutter.
That could be.
Yeah, see, I had when I was researching this question, it was actually in a trivia quiz that I was looking at, and it was multiple choice, and there was 4 answers, and I knew what the answer was. So
Cool.
see, Jeff says jackpot.
Jackpot. Yay.
And Jody says General Mill. Don says near Sacramento.
Was Post.
Quaker? No, wait.
It's also funny that near Sacramento, Yuba City, which is a real city, is one of the locations in Paint Your Wagon.
Oh, there you go.
I lived in Yuba City when I was watching that movie in where was I? Aldafra. I was like, that's kind of cool.
So yes, the answer is Sutter's Mill. The Sutter's Mill. There was like 4 options for the quiz I was looking at, and I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, Sutter's Mill." And then afterwards, when I checked the quiz, I was correct. It was Sutter's Mill.
You know what's funny is Don said near Sacramento, and Sutter County, which I'm guessing Sutter's Mill was named after, is one of the poorest counties in that state.
And that's where the gold rush started.
Yep.
Jody says north of Sacramento. You mean Dicramento?
Yeah, Sacramento.
So is that bridge supposed to fold up?
No, it's because it looks like it's supposed to, because it's got the angle,
that hinge part.
Yeah, it's got the hinge pieces. It's because this part here and this part here, this is a block closer to me than this one is.
Okay, because I'm looking at that gap.
Yeah, well, right here. When I first put it together, I had it here.
Right.
And then I saw that it was supposed to be here, and so I fixed that, and I'm like, oh, okay. That's odd.
I just wonder if it was going to be on the other side. So if it could fold, it would fold the other way. But
it's got those same hinge parts right down here.
Okay.
Okay, now how do we get there? We go. Get in there. Get in there. Get over here. There we go. And I'm thinking in 12 minutes, I am not going to finish bag 33.
All right. Well, in that amount of time, I'm going to run out of trivia. Fresh trivia. All right. Question number 4. What was Otto von Bismarck often called? What was Otto von Bismarck often called?
Baron.
He was the leader of Germany back in the day. Otto von Bismarck. Jody says a Red Baron.
I don't think so. I was Van Richtenhofen or something like that.
Yep. Ooh, asking European questions and people go quiet. Don says Kaiser. I'm looking more for a nickname he was called.
Chunky Butt.
It's yeah, could be. That would be a nickname.
Well, he was called that by Eddie Murphy.
I pooped from there.
looking at a bag full of spares. Oh, 37.
Jody says, sourdough boy. Imagine some, some sort of historical meeting of leaders, and someone starts yelling at him, "Shut up, sourdough boy!" Don says, "Blimp."
I was off by one. So should we go one more bag or not?
Like I said, is that the final bag?
That would leave 4 for next week rather than 5.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you. Like I said, I'm about to run out of trivia here.
Well, we can still flap our gums.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do one more bag just so that I know that in 3 hours I can get done next week.
All right. So the answer I was looking for was the Iron Chancellor. The Iron Chancellor. Jody says, "Imagine how many dirigibles they popped with those helmets." Don says, "I'm about done." Yeah, the Iron Chancellor, because you always talking about wars are won with blood and iron.
There we go.
And I remember learning all about that in junior high, I think.
Okay. Heavy. Getting heavy here. Got to be careful where I pick it up from. That piece I just put on, I picked it up and it was like, yeah, I'll come right back off for you.
Don, you want to stick around for the final question?
This is the one that's worth $48,000.
Last one here is pretty easy. Well, I would think it's pretty easy.
There you go, thinking again.
I know. Question number 5, the final question of the night. What year was the first trip by Columbus to the Caribbean? What year was the first trip by Columbus in the Caribbean?
This can't be that
or
easy.
Caribbean, if you want to call it that.
It can't be that easy.
It's that easy. Jody's, it's the final question. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
$1,400 and really
And then
92.
there you go.
Columbus, 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Not nursery rhyme, but a rhyme from back in school.
That's right. Yeah, and Jody had come up with it, 1492. Yep. That's how I remember it as well. 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. It was that easy.
Yep. That's why I'm like, no, that can't be it. That's too easy.
Figure I'd end it with an easy one.
So we have here. What we have here is a failure
to communicate.
Actually, we have a failure to put the stickers on this door yet.
Get the stickers.
What's funny is some of these areas in the castle, I recognize from Hogwarts Legacy. I recognize areas in the Lego castle because I play a game. That is the culture we have established these days.
Yeah, see, a lot of times for the questions, usually what I try to do is for the end of the the evening questions, I usually try to make them a little easier.
Because
A, because we have fewer people, and B, just people are getting tired.
People have broken their brains already.
Yeah. So, yes, some of the history ones, though, yes, were complicated. I figured like something like, Columbus going to the Caribbean, 1492. I don't know. I remember Otto von Bismarck stuff, like I said. It was elementary school because I remember which teacher it was. And he was talking about the Iron Chancellor. All about the, blood and iron he was always talking about.
It's funny, some of the names you remember from throughout the years.
Yeah.
Because I want to say she was like my 3rd or 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Lashover. Don't know why I remember her. I just do.
Yeah.
And there's other ones, like I was talking the other day about Joel Kabatsnik. Great man. He was he was my English lit teacher, and then he was also the drama teacher. Did a lot.
Okay. Question now: what did you guys think of the first category tonight, Civil War?
That was good.
Okay.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Because, like I said, even if I, the next couple times just keep it in the 20th century / 21st century, I guess. There's still a ton of civil wars around the world. So.
Oh yeah.
50s music, I've gone through lots of different decades of music. That's common. Automotive, I've done once or twice before, I think. At their arcade is common. Comic books, was that too hard, too easy?
No, it wasn't too hard. I mean, I think it was just right. I was doing well with comic books, and I don't do comics.
Okay, good. Well, especially with a lot of the movies coming out and all the superhero movies. Daredevil, I mean, he's got his Netflix series, which was very popular. And of course, the Kingpin was the main villain in there, which is Wilson Fisk, which he's called, a lot more in the TV show than Kingpin. Batman, a lot of us, a bunch of us are, well, not me, myself, are building like the Batmobile part builds, and they had watched the 60s show and remember the Riddler and even the movies from the 80s and stuff.
Well,
or the most recent Batman movie.
Did you catch my reference when I said, when you said what was his actual name? And I said Bill Murray. Do you know where I came up with that?
Where'd you come up with that?
The movie Kingpin had Bill Murray in it. He was the bad guy.
There you go. That's right. I remember that now.
And the Amish
with the crazy hair.
Roll. Yes.
And then the Captain America one was super simple, I thought. And then the Catwoman was pretty easy as well, especially if you'd seen the Batman Returns from 1990, maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah. So. Yep.
That was where I got Selena Kyle from.
Yes.
And I beat Howard to the punch.
Yep. Originally, the question read, this is how the question read originally. I changed it on the fly. The question was, Selena Kyle raised in a brutal environment before escaping, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean.
Yeah, but it was the opposite way. It was asking who she became.
Yeah. I got to set up a little tent thing in my house here for, I used to play airsoft a lot, probably going back, 10 years or so. And I still have a lot of airsoft guns. And so I bought a little target tent to shoot into in the indoors. So
shoot at the landlord.
What's that?
Shoot at the landlord.
I don't have a landlord. I own my house.
Did not know for sure.
Yeah. No, well, technically the bank still owns it, but you know,
Oh yeah,
I'm making payments.
you're renting your house from the bank,
Yeah.
same as I.
Yep. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna set that up and just shoot. There's some targets. I got a bunch of the electric guns and rifles and submachine guns and a gas blowback rifle. So only thing is I don't want to use the gas blowbacks with the green gas indoors downstairs in my basement because I have a furnace down there and green gas is propane.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
It's propane with without the odor in it.
Yes.
And it just has a little bit of silicone oil in it. That's what green gas is. So
I remember one time when I said I think it was to my mom that I said something about profane gas.
who do we still got watching us? We got just down to 3 people. Sorry guys, we're boring you now that the trivia is over.
Yep.
The prizes have been given out. Yeah, the prizes? What prizes?
If you won, you got one. We gave the prizes out right after everybody left.
Yep.
Should have stuck around.
Yeah, Howard's off sleeping like a baby, so he should be pooping soon.
Yep. Actually, I half expect that Howard might be lurking.
Or he might be. He might be one of those couple people left.
Yeah. But this is actually going, until that piece fell off, pretty quick.
Well, that's good.
Come on. Let go.
So I'll have to figure. So then for next week, I'll arrange to have like 30 questions as well.
Cool. Yeah, because next week will be the end of this one, and then we'll get out that truck. Howard is my mother. Howard's my mother now.
Mm.
Mm. You just don't know, Howard. You don't want to be my mother.
And Jody's lurking. You can see right there the eyes, the lurking eyes.
Yep.
And maybe Jeff is still there. Maybe I'm guessing. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. Unless it's wrong, but we'll see. Oh, there he is.
There's the Howard.
Yes, I'm lurking.
Hello, Howard. How are you?
I'm doing something.
You're doing something.
I should have done it, but I didn't.
Since when do you do something?
Now we're down to
Nobody's
2.
watching.
Howard left, so now we're down to 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
But he's here with us now.
yeah, that's true.
I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm trying to figure out. I gotta figure out some way. If there's a way to take and move one video pieces down, I'm trying to. What I'm trying to do is I'm basically for my girlfriend. I got this thought in my head. I was like, I got all these Suno songs, and I was like, I could take those and I could take and stitch all of her like her little videos and her pictures together to my Suno songs that I've written for her.
Yeah.
And send it to her. It's
Super simple, barely an inconvenience.
Right. Says you.
I knew he was going to say that.
I got 2 sets of it. Well, I gotta remove the voice that was of her on here. And then
Okay, so put that into the video track, and then click on it. I think it's right click on it, and tell it to mute. So you're gonna mute that track. So it's just gonna be video with no sound.
Yeah, I
And then you drop your music into its own sound channel, like right below the video channel.
That's Da Vinci, right?
Eventually, yeah. Well, what I was trying to do is I was trying to put the pictures down, and then as I was trying to do it, I moved, like, trimmed it back, and now I'm trying to move them back. So I had to do them like individually. I was doing it, so probably the
Okay.
best way to do it. But I think I got like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Clock rock.
Holy shit!
Interesting that Da Vinci sounds so much like Clipchamp, because you do the exact same thing, except for Clipchamp, you import the video, you can actually strip the sound out of it. You can separate the sound from the video.
Yeah. Are you able to do what I said, Howard, or no?
I'm wondering about. I'm debating about this one because it's a long video of her where she's doing her hair.
Yeah. And you can just mute certain areas if you want, or you can mute the entire
I got
thing.
rid of. I deleted all the that part, but I'm trying to figure out if I. Oh, do I want to trim that one down? Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to trim it up so it matches the music on the audio.
Right. So you made it shorter, or did you put spaces in there?
Oh no, I made it shorter.
Because that footage is still there in Da Vinci. You can just grab the end of the video on that line and just drag it to be longer again. It'll reappear there.
What I'm trying to figure out is if there's a way to take and actually trim, like can you trim a section out of the middle? This is where I need Andrew to kind of.
I do that all the time with my videos. I trim sections out of the middle. You just click on cut. Like if it's on the left side of your screen, it's the scissors.
Huh? You're talking to somebody that's looking at this going, where's this button? Cut, trim to this link. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you pick the spot where you want to stop the footage, for example, and you look on the very left-hand side of your screen along the edge, not in where your video is, but like a separate little panel. There should be a pair of scissors.
Yeah, you're probably looking. I'm in the edit. Oh, there's cut at the bottom. That's probably not what I want to do. I always stick in the edit thing, and then I hit the deliver part. That's where I'm kind of always at.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
you're looking for like the edit button. Should put a split in there where you can see on the video.
I've done this before. Now I just can't. Oh, Jesus.
And then you just move your video along to where you want to restart again, and you put another cut in there, and then you right-click that segment in the middle to highlight it, and then you do the drop-down menu on it and say cut, and it'll cut it right out.
I actually understood what Howard was saying. He's done this before, but he slept since then.
Yeah, well, now I need to figure out how to pull that whole. I need to figure out how to pull the whole video one direction while leaving the audio the same. Or maybe oh, wait a minute here. Lock the track there. Maybe that's what I need to do. Is that what I need to do? Let's see. I'm learning as I go. See, kind of.
There you go. Buck, watch out! Your little fingers touching your knife, your scalpel.
Ah! It's actually underneath it.
Yep. It's pointing at it. That's sharp. That right there, it's sharp.
Don't touch that.
Yep.
Yes. Now I figured that out. Okay, let's see. Now where am I at?
I don't know if what am I even telling you makes sense or helping or not helping or making it worse.
Here. Well, I'm debating whether I want to put in some non-appropriate video.
Uh-oh. And then he's going to
Well,
post
if you
it on
want to make it
YouTube.
sweet,
No,
I
I'm not
would keep it
posting
out.
this on YouTube. Oh, no.
If you want to make it a
Her
sweet
eyes
video,
only-
I would keep it out. But that's just me.
Well,
Then again, I also used to be a cop,
if-
so
if she wants to show it to to her mom or something, I don't think
exactly.
see her. I can
Mom,
do.
look what
I'm gonna
Howard
do.
said.
I'm gonna do a separate one of that. The let's see, I've got to come up with. It's 15. Oh no. It's way
So
more.
you don't want me offering to help look over that video afterwards, then? I'm just kidding. Jody's heading off. He says, "Good night, guys."
She
Take
doesn't
care.
Good night,
have
Jody.
have a. She might have friends that are single, but I don't know.
No, that's okay. I'm just joking. I wouldn't even want to see. That's not because it's none of my business to see.
I got friends in
It
low
should never be
places.
shared without someone's permission. So
Oh no, this is going directly to her. I'm
Yeah.
doing this for her. The Sunos I own, but these.
yeah, the video. Yeah, no.
I'm just trying to find this. I just need to find some other things here that I've got.
Come on. So right now, this is the library. These one by
The
one blocks.
bibliothèque. The bibliothèque.
Yep. The one by one blocks represent books.
Oh. So they're bigger than a car.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some big books.
Yep. Well, you've seen some of the magic books they have. I want to go to the car bibliothèque.
Well, let me push it up there. Let me see. Can I do it? Maybe.
Nope. Oh.
Now I want to make a section bigger, but it's overlapping the other one, and I don't want it to overlap there.
I'm gonna go get some more water. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Jody's leaving.
He already left. Howard, all right, Ken
Did
read
it?
that.
Okay.
Ken read that when he left.
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
We're down to one truly diehard person. See how I am? Even if I go, if I say I'm going to go 3 hours, I can't make it. I can't fit into the time frame I say. What is wrong with me?
What I want to do. Official lock? No. I can lock that one. Oh, I figured out how I can mute the track. I just hit M or Solo.
Han Solo?
Han Solo. Delete this track. Come on, can I delete it? You can do it. Come on. Oh, delete empty tracks. There we go. There you go. If you read the menu, maybe you can find these things, dumb butt.
Oh, damn it.
Trying to figure out. Oh, let's see now. Maybe I can. I lock this track. Unlock this track. Take this track. Push it over like that. And then
Grab the wrong piece.
crossfade this. Maybe. See if I can pull some of these what I'm trying to do is pull part of the music. Let's see if I can do this one over like that, maybe. I figured out how to fade out and fade in stuff.
Oh yeah, there should be a fade button in there.
Oh no, you just take the you click on there and there's a little white dot up at the top and you just kind of pull it and you can fade it out quite a ways if you want. That's what I do in my videos for the most part.
Well, in
The transitions.
Clipchamp, it lets you do a 2-second fade in and up to a 2-second fade out.
Yeah, DaVinci, you can fade in quite a long time if you want.
Right.
You can make your fade as long as you want.
That's cool, but most of the time I don't need any more than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll play this for just a second. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this or not. I just wanted to do that at the end. Okay. One other thing I want to do. I think she'll like it. I think if she can last 14 minutes watching the whole thing. Oh,
I gotta ask, am I the only one that's reading all these comments about Landman here recently that is going, why are they talking about the 9th episode as if it was the end of the season? Because the 10th episode was the actual end of the season.
I've
don't
never
know.
seen a single episode of Landman yet.
And neither have I.
It is a good show.
And I haven't seen any of the From movies. What was the From again? What is that about again?
From?
Mm-hmm.
It's a town where people there's a I don't want to give anything away, but basically
Go ahead,
it's
give
like
it away,
kind of a supernatural kind of show in a way. People end up in this small, like, one horse town, basically, like one road going through the entire town of probably half a dozen houses and old little tiny post office that's now acting as the sheriff's office, a little restaurant, and I don't know, like a pool that's like an empty in-ground pool, that sort of stuff. It's just, there's not really much there, and people are getting trapped there. And at night, these creatures come out, these people type creatures that will be nice to you because they want you to let them into their building, into whatever building you're hiding in, and they want to kill you, basically.
So it kind of sounds like Under the Dome and Purge put together.
Yeah, but like they're supernatural type human-looking creatures.
Have you seen Under the Dome?
Yes, and I've read the book too.
Have you you know what the Purge is about, right?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of the Purges.
Well, that's what they want to be. They want to be let into your house. And
yep. But this is or it doesn't even have to be your house. Wherever you are, they want to get in and kill you. Or if you're outside, they're just going to come after you. And so some of them might be old ladies, or maybe it's the milkman, or these are just but it's really good.
Funny thing is, Howard, I was thinking the exact same thing, that it sounded like Under the Dome.
Under the Dome and Purge? Or
not so much Purge, but it sounds more like classic vampires, because a vampire cannot come in unless you invite him in.
Yes, and in that way, yes. They actually, what it is it's not that they have to be invited in. You have a talisman that's in the building. As long as that talisman is there, they can't come in. And there's only a limited amount of these talismans.
And every day there's one less.
And you can drive, if you drive through the town on the road, when you first get there, if you keep driving straight, you're going to end up coming back into town.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so it's like a loop almost, huh?
Yeah, but you're not really turning. You're just driving straight. You're not going back or anything. You're just magically teleported coming back into town.
I locked that, so I couldn't put that on there. So I'm gonna put some videos of myself at the end, which will work. I'll put the picture there of me and then the last one, which is kind of interesting because basically I see where you can mute the track on the audio now.
By right-clicking on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to read what IMDb says about From.
Well,
it's a great place to be from.
Let's see, there's two of them. First one says, unravel the mystery of a city in the middle USA that imprisons everyone who enters as the residents struggle to maintain a sense of normality and seek a way out. They must also survive the threats of the surrounding forest. And then this next one says, From is set in a seemingly ordinary town with an extraordinary secret. The series follows the residents as they encounter unexplained phenomena that intensify with the onset of night. As everyday life is disrupted by mysterious forces, the inhabitants must navigate unforeseen challenges while trying to understand the hidden nature of their environment. Their narrative weaves together multiple personnel stories, exploring the struggle to maintain order and the connection amid an ever-present sense of uncertainty. So,
yay! Done.
Do a custom export. I think that's going to be exciting. I'm going to do it on as a YouTube video, basically, because I think it's a much better.
Hey, Kenneth is here.
Hey, Kenneth.
What are we doing here, Buck?
Looking for the right camera.
Ah, God. Oh, God. Oh, put it back. Oh.
Kenneth says, morning, buddy. I'm sitting here waiting to clock out at 12:30 a.m. today, and I have to work again 2 p.m. till 12:30 a.m. again tonight. Ooh, Kenneth,
Howard, are you okay? Are you okay after that last one?
It's the Eye of Sauron.
So, did the bridge? Did a couple of trees here, but the most that was done tonight.
And did you notice something? He's using something again that I showed on.
I see that.
The library. I even talked about this earlier and mentioned you, Howard.
Oh, well, I wasn't here for the first hour and a half.
Don't make me poke you in the eye.
Ow! That's the wrong spot.
But got the library and the doors do open. Almost fell off there. But no. And got this tower done. It is very close to being done now that we've done 5 bags instead of 4. I had 9 instead of 8 bags left.
You know, it's funny. You know what his wife said to me last night, or was saying last night when we were him and I were talking? She goes, "Where are we gonna put that? It's so big."
Yeah.
It's like, well, you bought it. Did you know how big it was gonna be?
She did. The thing is, she's just trying to figure out where to put it overall.
Yeah.
Because Hogwarts, we have a lot of Hogwarts. And we did the Whomping Tree. Look, the Whomping Tree.
I don't think they got on top of the castle.
And the car. Caught in the Whomping Tree.
Oh, and this is the miniature one, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, because Let's see. Is this it? Yeah. Microfigs.
Oh yeah,
That
I
are
got
much bigger
those
than
with
the car.
I got those with the
Yeah,
art.
they are. But it's to scale. It's forced perspective. The tree is actually
All right, I'll
really
let you
way
get away with
back
that
here.
one. But it looks like the car could fit on the bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the
Well,
tree, but the car.
what is interesting is this pathway they don't use. They use down here in the
Oh
walkway,
yeah, they do. They use that pathway.
but not near as much as
They use that
should
at
be
the
using.
end. They use that at the end in that. Remember when he breaks the wand and throws it off the thing,
Yeah.
and that's where they all fought? You know, at Voldemort, or he shoot out.
But it should be down in here.
Get your finger out of there.
I will stick this finger places you don't want to know.
Hellfinger.
You.
Ooh. Hang on. It's not going to focus. So, Kenneth and whoever's lurking, thank you for watching. And everybody else who comes back and rewatches on the replay, thank you for watching. Had a bunch of people here tonight. Thank you for popping in, Howard. Thank you for doing the trivia, Ken.
You're welcome.
Week after next, we will do the semi. Yay!
I could do the semi.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Mold King semi.
Okay. Oh, the black one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wood one that you got.
No, I still got to do that one sometime. And I do have a light kit for this. I'm not sure when. I will probably do a video for the installing the light kits rather than on live stream because they can take a bit. But like I said, thank you for coming by, everybody. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Consider joining the becoming a member. I do have videos up that will be released over the next 3 weeks, but they're all available to level 2 members right now. I'm tired.
Not that rich.
So what?
Not that rich.
But it's a whole $1 difference, Howard. I understand. So before we get out of here, Howard, anything you want to say?
Like and subscribe.
How about you, Ken?
Eaten, gluten, gluten, globen.
All right. Got something to say.
Wow.
Rather than going over the schedule, as I have set it up before, I have the schedule. It'll be part of the outro. Really appreciate everybody stopping by. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Thank you for watching. And we will see you next video, stream, or what have you.